Hello, welcome to a new mystery arc with RPG Major. This is your GM Helix. Before we get to the show, I just wanted to invite everyone who's listening to come and join our Discord. One of the things that we're doing over there is holding a weekly song drawing. Every week, or at least the weeks that I remember to make a new thread for it, our listeners can suggest a song for us to improvise. The first one of those is in this episode, so stick around after the credits to hear The Rules of Willow Chest, suggested by loyal listener and amazing artist Abby. One more bit of business before we get into the show. We're going to start running ad swaps with other podcasts. We're not just going to run ads. For each show that we partner with, we are going to create a unique song for them. It's either going to be based on the title of their show or some sort of challenge phrase that they give us. We'll use that as a seed and we'll improvise a song. And of course, we'll also tell you a bit about the show. If there are podcasts you can think of who you think would be game to trade in this way, feel free to suggest them to me. You can reach me either on our Discord, there's links in the show notes, or at podcast@rpgmajor.com. Okay, I think that's all the business. Let's get into this new mystery, the Arsonist's Agenda. The camera opens up on ash and flame. It pulls back just a little bit, and you can see the charred remains of a home, and our three heroes standing amidst the ashes, locked in battle with creatures made of cinder and smoke.
Stand back. I will protect you.
I swear this has been happening all day.
So let's get a description of the person who said this, especially since this is a brand new voice to our entire audience.
The flames flicker across my body. Are you going to do it all in character?
Yeah.
The flames flicker across my body. The shadows lance across the evening sky. His overly large armor and great axe over his shoulder as he leans forward, both arms brandished, saying, "I will die before I let you touch them." His long hair billowing in the wind, ash all over his face. Stand back. Mara and Aubrey, you are warriors in your own regards, but I will die first.
And as a bear rises up, made of cinder and smoke, lunging at
Fabio.
How does Fabio smite this bear?
He does a roll forward like a somersault and then jumps into the air and takes his axe and swings in twain right along, like doubled up, eye to eye, front to front, cleaving right between the two eyes.
And it falls, returns to being an inert pile of ash. While this is happening,
The smoke from the bear comes along and gets in Mara's face, and she coughs and is like, turns to Aubrey, "I really love his enthusiasm, but nobody was expecting to die."
I know.
And I've kind of been bothered with the whole, like, I'll protect you thing, but I'm realizing now it's really good-hearted. Like, he really means well.
I'm realizing how I come across to other people when I'm constantly jumping in the way of danger. So this has been very eye-opening, I think, to me personally.
Like, it's taking it too far, but, like, not really, because I know it's not a misogynistic thing. He just really cares about us.
and as you're having this heart-to-heart, jumping up out of the ash is what looks to be a salmon made of this same fiery material that leaps at Mara. So I want a physical description of how she looks and how she handles this fish.
Yes, so there's a big rip in her really nice jacket, which, you know, she's working through it. She takes her stun gun that she carries with her everywhere and is, you know, a little bit frazzled, ash on her face, you know, but makeup still looks great. Good for her.
Good for her.
Good for her. What's her setting spray? You know? Okay. But she takes out the stun gun. It says, everybody, okay, like, watch out in case electricity is in the air, and tries to shock the fish coming to her.
Yeah, it explodes
Great.
into bits. You sort of see little spheres, little bits of roe rolling away.
Exactly. And that's why I always prefer my salmon smoked.
Hey.
Mic drop.
As Mara is dealing with this salmon,
Smoked salmon.
the form of a great bird is swooping down out of the air at Aubrey. It looks like a corvid of some sort, perhaps a crow, perhaps a raven.
Aubrey does what she has been doing all day, which is reaching down to the utility belt that has been hanging on her work pants and fiddling with the snap latch that holds her new axe in place. It has not come out of the utility belt all day. There have been axes flying everywhere, none of them this one. There's only one way to fight fire. She snaps it shut. Not yet. Grabs a panel of partially burned furniture and reaches up to deflect the bird, bashing it upwards.
It tries to peck at her, but as she grabs this panel, launches it up, we see the bird soaring back up into the air, circling around for another pass. And I bet you're wondering how we got into this situation.
I am.
There could be a better transition for that.
Fabio tries to get up and trips on a banana peel. The banana peel that has already been tripped on thrice today.
Not again!
Record scratch freeze frame.
So, hey, everybody. Welcome to a new Mystery with RPG Major.
Yeah.
You all may not know, one of my goals with this show was to feature some of the incredible talent at musical improv that we have here in Seattle. Because if you don't live here, you genuinely don't know. You don't know how deep our bench is and how hot the shows that we put on are. There's some killer stuff happening in Seattle broadly, but specifically in musical improv. You got to check it out. Mm-hmm. And we have a new voice with us in the room. You may have noticed.
Hello. My name is Phil.
Hi, Phil.
Hey.
He, him pronouns. Thank you all for having me. I'm really excited to be here. And I'm kind of terrified because, my relationship with D&D has sometimes been a little, dicey because normally it's so slow. I've felt so trapped so many times. And I've tried to do all my homework and be really good and cross my I's, dot my T's, and get everything ready. And I hope it's enough.
That was really funny. Cross your eyes and dot your T's.
Yep.
I didn't even catch it.
I went immediately to physically crossing your eyes as like a joke bit.
Eyes. But yes, I'm really excited to be here. And thank you all guys for having me. And I want to play.
Yay!
But Phil, we're not playing D&D.
That's true.
Did you prepare for the wrong system?
No, did you roll up a paladin, Phil?
Why do you have so many D20s with you, Phil?
Yes, I suppose I put them all in the same bin because this is exactly what I was afraid of.
Well, now the worst is over. It's only uphill from here.
Yeah.
That sounded patronizing. I'm sorry.
Is this the part where you say what character you're playing, or do we get to be surprised later?
You get to be surprised.
Okay.
We have no idea.
But you've already seen him.
We did see him in action in the flashback, but that's not all the context.
That's true.
We don't know his name.
I guess you'll meet him later.
Thank you all guys for having me. I'm excited.
Excited to have you.
Excited to have you, man.
I'm Camilla Franklin, she, her. I'll be playing Aubrey Stump. Yeah. You may have met her before, or maybe you're meeting her for the first time. Or maybe you just met her then when she didn't do something cool. Will we find out why? Keep listening.
I'm Lauren Drake. My pronouns are, come on, 7th chord, let's go. I hope that's right for the music theory people out there. I'm playing Mara Vertere. My pronouns are she, her. You may have seen Mara using her beautiful powers elsewhere. Or not. She's just maybe a girl to you that likes smoked salmon at this moment. I'm also a musical improviser, and if you catch me performing, I also do scripted musical theater. So shout out Spring Awakening, but continue. Yes.
Yeah. And I'm Helix. I'll be your host and game master, pronouns he, him. And I guess I'm playing everybody else.
Yeah, range.
The whole rest of the world, that's me. If you can't tell, I'm pretty hyped about Seattle's art scene, about Seattle's theater performance. So what is something in Seattle's art performance theater scene that you are not in that you love? And I'm happy to start since I'm posing the question here. There is an annual art show that happens in an art space down in Georgetown, in a space called Equinox, where there are metalworkers, there are painters, there are ceramicists, there are woodworkers, there are people who are doing 3D printing. It is full of installations. It's full of incredible, incredible art. And not all of it's for me, but to get to go and like wander through probably 200 artists' studios while there's, live music playing outside, it is just, I come home with a list of like, if I had a windfall, I would get this, and I would get this, and I would get this. Art shows down at the Equinox.
I can go. I'm a huge fan of 1448, which is this weekend-long, twice a year, I think, short play festival where over the course of 48 hours, 14 original plays are written by 7 artists who have 24 hours to write and then hand off to directors and actors, put on 7 original plays, and then they do it all again, which is how you get 14 in 48. So it's 2 marathons, one after another. And there's a live band. There's this incredible community. There are all these like volunteers and people who do it year after year. And I've only ever witnessed it as an audience member, but immediately felt so welcomed and part of something really special, which is this organic creation of joyful art.
Heck yeah.
I'm going to shout out the Seattle Erotic Art Festival. They have interactive performance art as well as like visual art there. But I'm going to shout out specifically the interactive performance art where it's like every year it's different. You never know what it's going to see. Like the first year I went, there was a person who was this buff person who was dressed as Cruella de Vil and was chasing around a bunch of people dressed as Dalmatians the whole time. And the Dalmatians would like kind of come up and try to hide behind you. And then you had this lovely like, do I sell out or protect this Dalmatian? And you could decide to do whatever you wanted. And it was just the coolest, funniest thing I'd ever seen. Like, both just fun and like, it's the Seattle Erotic Arts Festival, so it's like kind of sexy, but like also just so funny. And there's just like 20 acts like that every time I go.
Fantastic.
I recently saw, I think, the very first production from this new theater company called the Underground Theater. It was a play called Brown Bodies on a Blue Earth that one of my friends was in. And we went and saw it, and it was in like underneath a gallery in this really amazing space for the story. And it was just like a new way of having a live theater experience because we were close, but it wasn't in like a traditional theater space, but it was like an extremely well-written script, amazing acting, amazing direction, but it was just overall like an experience because of where they chose to do the show, and I'm really excited to see what they do next.
Amazing.
Dasha Theater also has 2 performances that I love. Their work is very experimental as far as to me, in terms of things that I've seen by format. And I really loved, they do dice, and they have dice, I think it's coming up pretty soon.
It's running right now.
It's running right now? Okay. And they do Shakespeare, but everyone in the cast memorizes the whole thing. And then at the beginning of the show, they randomly assign who they're going to be, which just gives you so much more generosity to what they're doing. And it gives this like certain level of what I'm going to call D'Artagnan, like crazy energy, wherein you're like, wow, that player is probably doing this maybe for the second time to a new character who they never did it to. Yeah. It just makes it so much more fun because there's just this frenetic, like, oh my God energy that just raises the stakes in a very meta way, which is great. And then they also, last Halloween, they did a really cool interactive performance at a mansion.
That was Dasha?
What's that?
That was Dasha.
That was Dasha.
That was cool.
Yeah. So it was like a interactive mystery is the way I would describe it, where the whole house is full of clues and you can like go investigate it, and then they reenact certain parts of it, and you can like invoke moments of history to be reenacted in front of you, and you like discover clues all around, and you have to solve the mystery, and you can do certain actions to invoke magic in the world, and there's a full organ that's played throughout the house, and it's integral to the show. I mean, it's very cool, very interestingly done, and clearly written for the space, which I feel like I rarely see. So those are things that I can shout out confidently. Yeah.
Amazing. So we're rewinding in time from that fight scene with the creatures of ash and smoke, and we find Mara in the office She's currently there by herself.
Okay.
What has Mara been up to for the last couple of weeks since the last big exciting case?
Yes. So in the past couple of weeks, Mara's definitely been putting some distance between her and her mother and her family since that was so intense. And checking in every now and then sort of with her mother now that she's made the promise that she's going to become a little bit more involved. So that's something for her to figure out the balance of, cute and fun. She also has been looking into a bit of the things that she found on the file concerning her aunt, but that is not something that she has maybe shared with the rest of the group. On a different note, she went back to that coffee shop and has been seeing her gal, Jay, a few times. She went to the concert with Jay at the Alligator, and it was a band that Mara didn't really know. But so she's been listening to them a lot the past couple weeks to catch up. And the next time she sees this girl is like, well, I love this song even more now. Yeah, she's trying to keep her cool, but
But she's not.
No,
it sounds
not
like
at
she's
all.
not keeping
Not
her
at all. She's smitten, but is trying to be cool about it. So she's now at the office, going through the paperwork, making sure everything's in order. Yeah, and just has a quiet moment right now, just checking in.
It takes a little longer than you expect. Aubrey is not often late. When she said she's going to be somewhere on time. So what was it that kept Aubrey, and how does that tie in with what she has been doing for the last several weeks?
So after the events of the last adventure, Aubrey realized that she's been surrounded by fae creatures maybe this entire time and has been carrying a gift from one of them on her hip this entire time and has not been called out or recognized, but is realizing that maybe sooner or later that is going to happen or she's going to need to seek it out on her terms. She's been thinking about the fact that her only clue to what the verdant cycle is someone that she used to know back in the day. And she's not ready to have any of those conversations yet. So she has instead been pushing that down and not thinking about it and keeping the axe close, but not taking it out of its belt. And has instead been trying her best to help her former mentor, Van, maybe find a new job. I don't know if I've been able to get in touch with Van, though. That's been a preoccupation for her for the last few weeks. We did not leave them in a good spot.
Sure didn't. Do you want to make some decisions about where that is the current state is, or is it just that Aubrey has not been able to get a hold of Van?
This might come down to what you tell me. I think that Aubrey has reached out a few times, and if she has been able to make contact, has come out of the gate very too hot with a sort of, I know we don't talk, but you need to trust me. You need to leave your job. You're in danger. You've done so much for me. Let me do something for you.
Yeah. And
that may be received in some way, or maybe that was a voicemail that was left and not responded to for understandable reasons.
That, I think, is where we're going to go with it.
Yeah.
So you come out hot on this phone call, and then the beep sounds, and you have to start all over again, leaving the message on the answering machine, because when Van answers the phone, it's usually, beep. And then you realized you had been talking and had to work your way back. So yeah, you have not been able to reach Van in these last couple of weeks.
I think that then the reason why Aubrey is late to this is that she swung by Van's place just to see if he's there. And maybe what she found, whether it was of interest or not, is the cause of the delay.
When you went to Van's garden, their tiny cottage surrounded by bamboo, which housed so many beautiful bonsai trees, you notice something that you have never seen in any space that he manages before, which is things overgrown.
I hate this. This is what we were afraid of, right? Taking care of things at the expense of yourself, or maybe things being overgrown means that it's okay because they're not striving for perfection. They're not creating the masterpiece unless they are, but not here. This is bad. I think I spend way too long looking for clues about whether Van's been here. short of breaking into the house, but just snooping around the garden.
Yeah, I'll take either a perception or anything else that you think would aid in Aubrey snooping.
Survival?
Survival, absolutely. Yeah.
For snooping?
This is going to be average, 2 purple.
And not that it matters, but in terms of how late I am, the forager ability lets me do this twice as quickly as a normal person. Great! I'm still going to be late, but maybe only a little bit. Wow.
2 purple going against 2 yellow.
Yep, so this is 4 successes.
Wow.
Because I am good at tracking people using survival.
No threats or advantages?
No, they cancel out.
All right. 4 successes looking for clues as to where Van might be, or maybe the last time that they were there.
Mm-hmm.
So the party at Freddy's, this was, we're saying about a month ago at this point. What you are certain of is that this is not a month's worth of overgrowth.
Okay.
This is about half that. Van's truck is not in the driveway. You suspect Van has been gone for about 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks. I think I grab a little plant that's not being very well cared for, but I could still perk up to just plant sit at the office for a bit, and I'll bring that with me tomorrow.
So Mara sees Aubrey come in with yet another plant to fit into the office space.
Oh, thanks, Aubrey. That one can go in with the others.
Of course.
Are you all right? I don't mind that you're a few minutes late. That's okay. We kind of had a slow day, but are you okay?
I'm okay.
Okay.
But I was just by Van's place, and I think the scene we made at the party maybe reflected some shine onto them.
Oh, gee. Mara pauses her Walkman that was playing Run the Sun. That's the band. Get it?
Yeah.
And kind of looks at Aubrey more seriously. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean for any of that to affect. I know how much you care about them, and if you need to take whatever time, we haven't had anybody come in yet. So
the good thing is that if we learned anything from dealing with Freddy before, it's that those who fall into his thrall can be taken back from it. I'm hoping it's just that.
Yeah.
And nothing more. But he is your neighbor, so
yeah,
if you can snoop on the garden just a little bit, maybe.
I'm spending more time at home now, truthfully.
Wait, how's that?
Oh, it's so great and fine and not at all really internal storm at all, really. It's nice that my mother has kind of opened things up again in terms of some sort of bond between her and I. But man, is there a lot of scary stuff going on, but that's all right.
What do you do together?
Mara, the work that she's been having you, and you can answer what do you do together however you want. The work that she's been asking you to do is going and making connections around town, having lunch with, a younger person who's staffing someone on the city council, having cocktails with somebody who works closely for Craig Byte. Right? These are people who are adjacent to power, and she's making sure that you are cultivating relationships on the behalf of the Verteres with these folks.
She's kind of... you know how sometimes you send one of your friends into the party first to kind of scope it out? And,
yes, I do that every party, and it's you who does that.
Yep. So that's a weird, fun thing you and my mother now have in common. Wow.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
No.
You know what? It's actually fine. I'm actually getting able to meet a lot of people that I can use to benefit her, but also us and our work as well. So it's not been so bad. To Jay, it looks like I'm going on a lot of other dates, so I'll figure that out later, but I think she's relaxed enough that it wouldn't be an issue.
You hear a polite knock at the door.
Oh, I'll walk over and gingerly open it.
I'll tidy up the desk real quick.
I am so sorry to interrupt.
Oh, hello. Come on in.
My name is Fabio, and I am in great need of your help.
Mara's caught off guard a little bit by the dialect. She doesn't meet a lot of people.
Also, let's give Fabio's
can we
physical
give a
description.
Besides the long hair, which we know.
There is a man in like a fireman's jumpsuit, like what you wear not when you're necessarily in full gear, but before the full gear. And, he's standing with his arms behind his back in a wide stance, and he's huge.
Okay.
He's huge. And
The polite knock is crazy.
And he is sort of like leaning, like trying to be polite, but he's like leaning forward with a certain intensity, and he's like sort of glaring, but like trying to be earnestly glaring.
Well, sir, you've come to the right place. I'm Mara. This is Aubrey. What is your name?
My name is Fabio.
Fabio, it's great to meet you. Please have a seat. I look at the chair and think there's no way this big of a man is going to fit in the chair like that, and quickly gesture to the couch.
Thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. I don't fit in most normal chairs.
That's okay. We're here to make everyone comfortable. What can we help you with?
I am in great need of your services, for while the chief inspectors do not feel the same as I do, I think there is great, perhaps minor, but possibly great disturbances.
Where?
In various houses across the city. You see, I am a fireman.
Oh, that's why you're okay.
Yes.
That's wonderful.
I am a fireman. It is a great volition and calling, for you see, it is important for people to have a mission. And I have chosen this mission over these last 5 years of my life.
What's your mission?
Fireman mission?
As a fireman.
My mission is to save lives. When I first was born, for the first few months, I realized I had no purpose to survive. I did not know why. I had no drive, and I had to feel like a useless lump. My mother said to me, Fabio, you see, you had before had such a noble cause. But then I went out, and I saw a man. Who was that? Who had fire in his eyes. Major Thompson, it said on his badge.
I am Tom.
And then he changed my life.
Oh, you're pretty big. Have you ever thought about fighting fires?
He was running out.
My God.
He said, I have no time.
I gotta go, but...
So I jumped onto the back of his truck.
You can't... Not yet, my guy.
Thompson changed my life.
Major Thompson changed my life.
With fire in his eyes.
Fire in his eyes.
Major Thompson changed my life.
What? Who, me?
I wanted his passion in my eyes. So that's how I became a firefighter. From that day forward, I fought the fire and then the next fire, and finally they let me join.
Wow, that's amazing. That is not unlike how this detective agency started. We just kind of did it, and now people finally take us seriously.
Yes, I think people take me seriously too, sometimes. Your laughter is understandable.
It's an awe. Wow, it's so amazing to meet someone with such drive. And how can we help you?
Yes.
So you're saying that there are mysterious happenings that may be major and large or possibly minor in the houses around town?
Fire is always serious, and there have been 4 fires that have been of unusual cause, but one of them could have been random happenstance, but the other 4 for sure not. So, there have been 4 fires, all of whom the chief inspector said were caused by lightning.
Lightning?
But lightning is an unusual event, much less to have been caused by fires, and the last fire was 20 years ago.
The last lightning-caused fire was
In the city.
in Foxglove.
I wasn't here, but I looked it up.
That's okay. We were like 4.
And I did not exist at all.
Wow, you have such ambition for being 20 years old?
I am actually 5 years old. I will be honest with you. It is. I am sort of 32. But sort of 5 years old, depending on how you look at
No,
it.
this actually completely tracks for me. Continue.
And I bat Aubrey's arm to have her not get into the details with Fabio.
I will be honest with you, but would otherwise keep this a little bit more under wraps.
That's all right.
People get confused and then are confused and harder to talk to.
Well, I'm very grateful for your trust. Can you tell us where these fires have been happening specifically around town? And if the site is still there, maybe we could go look around?
They seem to be randomly placed
Okay.
throughout the city. I found no pattern myself. I do have 4 addresses that I could give to you.
Yes, that would be great.
Great. But
I immediately start plotting the addresses on a map to see if they make a weird runic shape.
They don't make a weird runic shape.
Okay. Worth a try.
It is. You plot the pattern on the map. There is no discernible pattern. There is one house in the pocket. There is one in left town. One is in Green Cliff. And the 4th is sort of on the border between the U district and Dodo.
Fabio always follows his gut, and his gut says something is amiss. These fires could not be of natural cause, for the probabilities are slim to none. And while the inspector on site says that they were all caused by lightning, I cannot just stand and watch. And I'm afraid more may come.
Were you able to witness the fires as they were burning? Do they look different in quality to you at all?
Yes, I did watch the fires, and while they did not look at any way different, there were two of the fires did smell unusual, one of tobacco and one of sage.
Interesting. Okay, good to know. Aubrey, did you get that?
Yeah. I mean, those are things that could have been burning anyway and
No!
got out of control. No, I'm not saying that.
We're with you.
I'm the first person to believe you that there is something strange going on.
Normally, fires just smell like burning wood and asphalt and normal urban things, but the whole place smelled like tobacco. That'd be crazy.
Right. Yeah. That's a lot of...
And or I guess you'd have to have a whole lot of sage in one house. And I didn't see any sage, but I didn't look a lot, and sage would just burn. But it was really weird.
Well, should we then ask you, you're coming to us independently, not
Yes.
with the entire fire squad. Is there a level of privacy that we need to maintain with this investigation? Are you fearing that your job may be at risk, or can we investigate these openly?
No, I'm not afraid of any people knowing I do what I do.
Right.
And if anyone knows, caution to the wind.
Yeah. That's what I always say. She looks to Aubrey like...
That is what Mara always says. I get out of my chair and I sort of walk over to you on the couch and sort of make really, really equally earnest, intense eye contact and say something I want to understand about you up front. When you say you think that there might be another cause that's not natural, does that mean supernatural?
I do not know.
Do you believe that the supernatural exists?
I know that it exists.
How?
Well, I suppose you could say I am supernatural.
Okay, can I do a perception check?
Yeah.
That is how we tend to come by ages like that.
What are you trying to figure out?
Like maybe just some things from his appearance that.
Sure.
Well, I guess like we could keep talking because he seems kind of open, so we could just. Yeah. I could just ask him.
I mean, you can always, if you're worried you're being lied to.
Yeah, I don't think so though. Not yet. Okay. When you say you are supernatural yourself, is that something you feel comfortable sharing more?
I am not really a real person.
Okay.
I am a real person, but I was conjured from a book.
Really?
Yes. I am from the Fabio Chronicles. Perhaps you have read them before.
Whoa, that's where you're from. I swear to God, I recognized you somewhere.
Yes, I was, or maybe never was, depending on how you look at it. I am the Pirate King Fabio from the books.
Oh, Mark goes so red. I thought you looked familiar. Huh, I totally think I've seen like a friend maybe reading those and like the spin-off series and the sequels. Like I had like a friend in high school and she was like obsessed with them and your character and like it was just so weird and her friends had to be like we'd be like calm down, like, you know, he's not real, but like obviously he is, so maybe I should tell her that she was right the whole time.
Technically, I was not real then, but am now.
So that's why 5 years ago you came out of the book.
I was conjured by who I now call my sister. I was conjured by a young woman who got a book. And she made sort of like a spell wish thing, and now I exist.
She's so real for that. Okay, that's under her breath a little bit.
But it was weird because I was much older,
Right.
but we made fast friends, and her family took me in, and now
You fight fires.
And now I fight fires because
Wow.
it was very hard for a little bit until I found my passion, which is fighting fires and saving lives.
That's kind of poetic for a pirate and spending his life on the sea now to be fighting fires. I said that out loud. Aubrey, that's... What do you have to say about this?
Aubrey takes a moment too long to pick up on the social cue, just kind of looking puzzled at Mara. And then says, I don't know. I think I kind of missed the train on those books. It was a weird time for me. But you seem earnest, and congratulations.
On what?
On being conjured.
Congratulations on being conjured, please.
Can it start like happy birthday?
Oh, congratulations on being Congratulations on being conjured. Congratulations on being conjured. Congratulations, Fabio. Congratulations on being conjured. We're happy that you're here in the room with us, that we see you very clear, and we have nothing to discuss about our past perception of you or what we would do. Congratulations on being conjured. Congratulations on being conjured. Congratulations, Fabio. Congratulations on being conjured. Normally we'd bake a cake and light it all with smoke. And then you'd slice into it. Birds might fly out as a joke. That's how we celebrate birthdays, as far as I'm aware. Not quite, but that's okay. But conjurings might be different. So then and there, either way, congratulations on being conjured. Congratulations on being conjured. Congratulations, Fabio. Congratulations on being conjured.
I'm sorry, I don't understand, because a man can choose his fate. I couldn't choose whether to be alive or dead, and that is my own fate. Also, candles cannot be lit inside, for they are a serious fire hazard. And also, your smoke could light the alarm.
Well, I think the thing that may have gotten left out is candles can be lit and then you can put your spout or your mouth and blow them out, and it's okay. The cake was right, but not so much the bird.
Congratulations on being conjured. Congratulations on being conjured. Congratulations, Fabio. Congratulations on being conjured. And many more.
Thank you, I suppose.
Yeah.
You gotta take wins when you can, when you get thrust from one reality to another. That's what I would advise you with.
And when you have all these skills that could be interpreted as like very fearful to this like mortal modern world, you just kind of push them down and let them eat away at you slowly.
So you have a new case.
Yes.
You have a new client. How are you going to start approaching this mystery?
I think we should go to the sites of the fires.
Yeah, I agree. Or read about the one that happened 20 years ago as well.
The first one?
Yeah.
We could go on a tour through time. We could go to the first one first.
Tour through time?
I mean, just go to the site of the first fire and go in order.
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah. So Fabio, when you did your research, you would have found on the library train a microfiche of an old newspaper that talked about this. Because in Foxglove, the library is a train that never stops.
No,
it
never stops.
And each car is like a section of the Dewey Decimal
If you want to go to the
System.
train, you have to wait at a stop. If you want to go to the library.
Yeah.
But it's also always going to be near your neighborhood at some point in the day.
I followed when you said library train.
Yeah. Great.
I got it. I was like,
knew you
cool,
would.
library train.
Knew you
Great.
would.
You found a microfiche on there. It had the location of this fire. Would Fabio have gone to this place previously?
No.
All right. You have the address, though. It's an address that would take you into sort of the center of Hagland Hill, into what more recently has been started building up as 4-story dwellings. The address that you navigate to, though, is a single-family home among mostly 4-story dwellings.
I have to be honest, you are the experts, but I figured that this first one would be random happenstance, and that it was the recent ones that were all the weird ones, but maybe we will find something here, for I know nothing about other than the way I was made.
Well, it's interesting. So is the house burned? It's the ruins of what happened, or this is the site and those have since been cleared and there's a house?
Yeah, so this is 20 years later.
Yeah.
There's a relatively recently built, like 20 years old house there.
Interesting.
Sorry, just to clarify out of character, is this the fifth one that we added as a joke, or is this one of the ones that was of interest?
So there are 4 that are of interest.
Okay.
The 5th was a misspeak.
Yes.
This one is the one that was 20 years ago.
Okay, so this is one of the 4 houses of interest.
This is not one of the 4 houses of interest. There are 4 that have burned down within the last month.
Okay, I'm sorry then.
are
I was
5.
confused.
No, that's
I think
on
we
me.
should go to the houses of interest. That's what I meant.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, Mara was interested in the old house also. So that's
That's because I thought that it was still
Yeah.
ruins from before.
totally.
So if it's not relevant, then we can skedaddle.
so you
Seattle.
Seattle skedaddle.
yeah, you knock on the door, you have a brief conversation with a lovely older lady named Edith. She has been living in this house, and she rebuilt it after it burned down and has been refusing to sell to any developer who wants to build up on this place.
Good for her.
And that's all that happens at this house.
Great.
She's adorable.
We have a lovely time.
Yeah.
And then you head to the next house.
Yeah, and at a certain point, I think on the way, I want to pull Mara aside a little bit discreetly and just sort of say, I'm feeling a little bit weird about this. But I'm acting really normal, right? I'm acting really chill and normal.
And I mean this with like love. For your standards of chill and normal, you're great. I couldn't tell that you're feeling a bit frazzled.
Okay.
Is it just because of him or because of the situation? Or both?
And Aubrey fiddles with the snap on the axe that's at her belt that you haven't seen her use, but she's been carrying around for weeks and weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
I got this at the ferry circle a ways back. The Kaliak left this for me at the ferry circle, and it's not a fireman's axe. It's an axe for starting fires.
Oh.
I haven't taken it out.
No.
I haven't swung it even. I haven't even really done the research that I should be doing. It's just been here. It's just been weight, but is he going to think it's me?
Well, he didn't point out the axe at all. I mean, you've kept it pretty hidden, but I've been with you. I know that's not something that you would touch, let alone do. And so maybe, I mean, if you wanted to put that maybe somewhere safe or just keep it on you.
I think this is the safest place for it.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you know that that's something that axes do.
Okay. Well.
And in the background,
Fabio reaches into his pocket, his utility belt, and he pulls out a banana and he starts to eat it while he waits and is really not at all bothered that you guys are having an aside. He's just happily eating his banana on the way.
It's great. Can I
don't you need to fall 3 times?
Well, some of us, it doesn't need to be
he needs
him.
to eat it first.
We can tease it. He has to eat it first.
Yeah,
Okay.
then there can just be a
You
peel.
wouldn't waste a banana.
No, of course not.
Great.
In this economy?
How much could it cost?
Yeah. So something that I remember, because I don't know if you could tell that I was acting weird and strange, but
You never act weird or strange, as far as I can tell.
Okay, well, okay, all right. The friend quote that I was talking about in high school, that was me. I read all of these books.
But you had so many friends in high school.
That's true. And so then what the nice thing is that saying something like that, nobody would bat an eye in the group of 3 of us because, that's a very plausible story. And I did have friends that liked the books, but I was deep down the rabbit hole with them.
Oh, so is this fun and exciting for you then?
It's weird, truthfully. It's just odd because, but I remember in the books that the character of Fabio, well, so in the second spinoff series, 3rd book, what was really interesting to me as a reader, because everybody else really liked the prince, but I kind of focused on him, which we could get into later. The story that happened there was this princess and he was talking with her, and every time she was in danger, he would just say that he was gonna die for her. And then that kind of carried on thematically throughout the rest of the books. And I thought it was kind of a writing flaw that just any semblance of danger, he was just willing to risk his life. So that's just something that we should be aware of and maybe let him know that is not super necessary in the real world.
Sounds pretty normal.
Now, oh, okay. This is a cool thing that maybe you and him have in common.
I have a lot in common with a lot of people today, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, hey, Aubrey. Hey, I mean, and Maura kind of playfully punches her shoulder.
Yep.
If you've got a lot in common with him, I mean, maybe you should go for it.
What?
Okay, yeah, never mind. My bad idea. Let's go check in with him, shall we?
As we walk over, Aubrey slips on a banana peel.
Wait, is Aubrey slipping on banana peels? I thought.
It just slips are gonna happen. There's
Okay, great.
Oh, I am so sorry. I have thrown this banana peel upon the ground.
You should grab her hand
Let
and
me
help her up.
help you.
Yeah.
I get up.
Oh, good. You are not injured.
No. I do a lot of outdoor labor for work, so I slip on stuff all the time, really anytime there's been rain, which is often.
Let me get this banana peel and put it in my pocket as it should be.
Okay.
So we roll up to the first
Aubrey is for the first time clocking someone else's behavior as unusual. And it's so weird to her that she's like, have I become normal? Have I achieved normalcy? Or maybe my meter's just so bad. Is this how I come off to other people? She's just really intently doing a sociological study on this bookman.
How can I help? I do not know how to assist you in your investigation. All I can do is look for danger and give advice, but I know not what to say, for I am not one to understand the deeper workings of the other side.
Well, maybe first we can see if we can determine where in the house the fire started.
Yes, if anything, your fireman skills will be the most helpful at this first stage.
Yes, I do know about fire.
Great.
I can help this way.
Okay, wonderful.
So as you arrive at this first house, we'll say this is the one in the pocket. This burned first.
This is the house that first burned 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So it burned in such a way that by the time the fire department got there, there was no hope of saving the house. And so all of the focus was focused on preventing the neighboring houses from catching fire.
Was there anyone in the building at the time?
No,
Okay. Well, that's good.
Was it inhabited, but they were out of town, or?
I do not know.
All right. Well, we can try to figure that out if anyone owns the building
Yeah.
or owned it.
It's a house, you said?
Yep, a single-family house among several other single-family houses. It's sort of for the city, fairly middle class, right? It's unremarkable
Yeah.
as a neighborhood, is what I'll say.
Can we see, is there cars or neighbors home at the moment?
For sure.
Yeah. Can we? I'm happy to
Do you
go
want to interview a neighbor?
next door. Yeah. And talk. If I could do a perception check to maybe see which house would be the better choice. If there's
Yeah, I mean, one has a car in the driveway, one doesn't.
okay, then that's the one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then I will go up and ring the doorbell.
An older gentleman opens the door. He's older enough that he's quite a bit shorter than you expect he was in his youth. White hair, has thick glasses on, is dressed mostly in tan and beige. Oh, hello there.
Oh, hello, sir. Good afternoon. We're here as detectives investigating the unfortunate fire incident that happened a couple weeks ago to the house next door.
Oh, yeah, it was quite a thing. Loud bang, and then everything was burning.
A loud bang. Well, sir, do you mind if we ask you a few questions if you have some time?
Oh, I've got nothing but time. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions.
Oh, well, thank you.
Why is this guy Southern?
No, I love him. Well, so you said there was a loud bang. Can you tell me about that or the folks who used to live in this home?
Well, sure. Loud bang sounded a lot like lightning, which makes an awful loud bang. And when the fireman said, well, it was lightning that started this fire, I said, aha, I knew it. That sounded like lightning.
Wow. And what about your former neighbors who used to live here? Who were they?
Yeah, well, Des was a nice guy. Lived there about the last 5 years or so.
What did he do and was he obviously was not home when the fire happened, thank goodness.
No. He's only staying here some of the time these days, it seems like. Des, well, he is some kind of fancy chemist, I think.
Okay.
Does things with, I don't know this science stuff.
Is it anything to do with perhaps some of the larger businesses in town run by, I don't know, Craig Bite or Poppy Bracco?
Oh, well, he used to work for Ms. Bracco, but he's been doing his own thing for the last 2 or 3 years, I think.
Okay, interesting.
That was doing pretty well, and so...
Good for him.
He's still has this place, but sort of moved up also.
Uh-huh. Well, can you tell me where he is now?
Well, let me see. And he goes inside.
Love this guy.
Yeah, hold on. Just hold your horses 1 second. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. He comes back out. Yeah, they sent me a card for Christmas this last year, and it's got his new address on it.
Oh, well, wonderful. Thank you so much, sir. I don't believe if my associates have any questions for you.
You said that the bang sounded like lightning.
Yeah, sure did. You were big.
Thank you. That's all of my questions.
Thunder, right? It's thunder that makes the noise?
Well, sure, but lightning causes the thunder.
Okay, that was my only question.
Was it
Thank you.
raining?
Yes, it was.
Huh.
Now that you mention it, there wasn't a lot of lightning. It was just kind of the one. It wasn't like a big thunderstorm. It was just, Foxglove in the fall.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're really big.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for your time, sir. Have a lovely rest of your afternoon.
Good night.
Good night. We leave.
I think we should go and look at the actual fire site, and maybe you have other ways of seeing what, if anything strange could be going on, because I can only tell you about the fire progression itself.
Yeah.
Sure. Aubrey, do you want to take the first look?
Sure thing. Yeah.
Can I tell them about like fire stuff? Like look at the space and be like, well, if it was lightning, it would come from here, or do any analysis of the fire progression?
So fire progression is, from what I understand, a combination of art and science, right? The people who are the best at it often will get it wrong. But you are able to lay out what you think happened and sort of what the chief inspector thought happened, which was the lightning struck at the place where the power lines sort of entered the building. And because that happened, all of the power lines in the building overloaded. And so basically every wire in the building caught on fire at once. And so the fire sort of started from a lightning strike, and it sort of started everywhere at once, which is why it was so intense by the time the firefighters got there.
And that matches what I think?
That matches what you think. It's weird because it doesn't have the normal progression signs. And you having been already to all of these sites, you know that is a common element among all four of them as well.
Great.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And that the person who lived here was a
chemist.
A chemist.
Yeah.
But was not apparently there at the time.
Right. When I was voicing the character, I just said his first name, but his full name is Desmond Arndt.
Arndt. Cool.
So do you guys have special equipment for looking for weird stuff?
Some?
Yeah, in a way.
I just start picking up pieces of burnt wood and smelling them.
They smell entirely normal to you. They smell like charcoal.
I think I just want to sort of step through looking for any symbols, any runes, any summoning circles, any sorts of things that could have called this here besides a lightning pool.
Yeah. Give me some sort of magical check. You can choose what school you like. I'll happily take fairy magic, primal magic, arcana. Any of those feel good to me. Mm-hmm. This is going to go against a 3 difficulty.
I think what I want to do is not take it out, but where a little bit of the axe is not fully covered, because just the sort of sharpened part of the head is covered, but just sort of put my hand on the side of it and slowly walk and see if I can feel the temperature of it change.
Fascinating.
Apparently this thing knows about starting fires.
Go ahead and add a blue dice to your roll. So this is looking like 4 greens and a blue against 3
It's not
purples.
social, so I don't get my very social thing. But see? Woo-hoo-hoo. Well, it's not very good. Afraid. A lot of blanks. It is a failure, but 3 advantages.
Failure, but 3 advantages.
Maybe I burn my hand.
If you want.
I think I just have to pull it away.
So I think the advantages here is that you see something that seems out of place, and it doesn't really rise to the level of conscious thought. You can't quite put your finger on what seems out of place. But the advantages are, if you try and make this a similar roll in another site, you're going to be able to add 3 blue dice to it.
Okay. I just stop in the middle of a room and just sort of say, here? It's here. This is it.
What is?
It.
I knew it.
I'm going to offer Aubrey a chance to silently communicate that fun skill. Are you trying to not let him onto this?
I try to do charades back because the way I respond is that I think it's charades, I think. I just sort of shrug.
Okay.
I don't know more.
It's here. Great. Can I do a perception check as well? Just lightning.
What do you so tell me
like-
what you're trying to figure out, and I'll tell you what kind of check it might be.
Oh, okay. Did the burns make any patterns, or is it a marking of some kind that maybe I would know that Aubrey wouldn't, or is this more her realm?
You're welcome to make some kind of magic check as well if you want.
Okay, well, I was thinking
think that's
lightning,
not
and
that-
I was thinking Zeus, and I was thinking, is this Greek in any way? But if it's not, then maybe it's...
You're looking around, you don't see nothing clues you in that...
There's something that I would know that she wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, all right.
I think I just look at Fabio, and my posture like unintentionally mirrors his a little bit, even though he's quite a bit taller than me. And I just say, I don't know why yet, but you are right.
So, like, the way you figure it out is you just feel? You just feel it?
Is that, I mean, that seems to kind of be that's how you became a firefighter, right?
Now I want to roll a perception check if I'm allowed to just feel whatever's here.
Yeah.
Just feel.
vibes.
I have +1 to primal for my conjuration status, so I'm just going to try to feel.
Yeah. That's going to be against 3 purple.
Yeah. Okay, so I have only 2 cunning, which I guess is the primal skill.
Yep.
And then, but I'm rank 1.
We've got
so
a
I don't
rank
know
1,
what
so
does.
that is a green and a yellow.
1 green and 1 yellow.
Yeah.
1 green and 1 yellow. And that's
Against
against
3 purple.
3 purple.
And,
Okay. And I put
this is not perception, though.
Well, this
Right.
is trying to suss out what is happening magically.
I'm wondering
Yeah.
if I can use
Do I
heightened
use
awareness.
my magic skill for it?
To...
Or do I use my perception skill?
This is going to be primal.
Okay, because I have really high perception.
Yeah,
But I think it's magic.
you've already gleaned what you can just by looking.
Great.
And so trying to get a sense for what's going on magically is what's happening here.
I have 2 suns and a lot of targets.
Oh,
and
so this
1
is
X.
cool. So you do succeed because you have more suns than X's.
Okay.
But there's some disadvantages because there's more of those little triangle circle guys than there are arrows. So there's some threats. But
Cool.
you did do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So do I perceive things first, or do the threats happen first?
So here's what you'd know as you sort of open yourself up to magic in a way that,
I've never done before.
oh, I just feel it.
Yeah.
You open yourself up and you sort of tap into nature, lightning, a fantastically powerful source of energy in nature. And you can feel something that has faded, and so you can't tell exactly where it leads to, but there is a bridge that existed in the spot where you are standing. One end of the bridge is precisely where Aubrey said, this is it. It's here. And then it reaches off and seems to be free flowing in the wind. So there was a connection, but the connection has been either severed or it has decayed over the last couple of weeks. But something connected this point to somewhere else, magically. Let's talk threats. There are 3 threats. I have some ideas of what these might be.
I would be terrified of the things that I just felt. That's terrifying.
I feel like this is a guy who feels too much and hurts too deep, even if he doesn't show it, you know?
Sweet jeepers. I feel so much like a windsock, just float like a flag floating in the breeze. And something has happened here, maybe terrible and maybe wonderful. And it leads somewhere. And it could be these power lines, and it could be me, and it could have been lightning itself, but I don't know. And something has happened, and should I ever feel like this again?
What are the threats? Or are those
I'm not sure yet either.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't even know how a threat manifests. So
Oh, no, that's fine.
for me, I
just wanted-
chose terror.
No, that's great.
I think I run over and just sort of like grab your shoulders and try to like calm you down. Just like sort of sit with you for a moment. Be like, hey, you're right here. You're right here. Breathe with me. Oh, you have a lot of lung capacity. Okay. Yep, you're the wind. The wind is moving through you like a windsock. Just like that. Maybe a little bit more. So I'm going to count. Breathe in. Breathe out. It's hard to recall. Sometimes that we are alive in spite of it all. You're here, feet on the ground, amidst the rubble. thing, but stood firm through the trouble. Breathe. You're alive, so breathe with me. Breathe. You're alive, so breathe.
That was like a crazy. You just went in and you looked me in the eyes, full of knowledge and certainty, and you calmed the beast, metaphorically.
So you're feeling calmer now?
That was amazing.
Do you breathe?
are stupendous. Yes, I breathe.
Very cool. Congratulations.
The threats are going to manifest if you try to do this again. The next time you try to open yourself up in this way, you are going to risk something big.
I was about to say something that's going to be really funny in light of that. Allowing yourself to acknowledge things from beyond. Aubrey says as she's been trying to avoid acknowledging things. It's always worth doing because you never know what you might find.
The truth is what is, whether we like it or no. But it is better to face what is out there. For whether we turn our eyes and wilt and hide in the closet, it will still be there.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah. Good advice.
Thank you.
Great advice. Well, now that we're all calmed down, Aubrey, that was wonderful. Should we... I recognize the name, maybe a bit faintly, of this Desmond guy, Desmond Arndt. I'm wondering if he might be connected to some of the people that I've been having to meet the past couple weeks. I could try to get a hold of him if you'd like.
Yeah, maybe on the way to the next house.
Okay.
Does Mara have a car phone in her Porsche?
Oh, should she?
That's what you could spend the money on from all these adventures we're going on.
We should buy a car phone for the Porsche. Yeah.
It's the most useless question mark. It's useful.
Why? No, this is great. This is
Because we're
privacy.
always trying to have conversations on the way to places.
Yeah, and we stop at the phone booths, but who knows when those are going to be not safe anymore.
Sure.
We need a private place for conversations. That's great. Let's spend our money. Let's do it.
Yeah.
We were talking about before how we weren't quite sure what to spend our money on.
Yeah, but now we know.
So now we know it's a car phone.
Yeah.
For the Porsche. So it's really nice.
No,
too.
but then we're going to have to take Mara's car everywhere.
It only seats 2.
And with Fabio, that's really interesting.
I'll just hide in the trunk. That's fine.
I was just thinking that I can be in the trunk, no problem.
I'm going to be in the trunk.
Of the Porsche?
Yeah.
Sure.
No, it's me.
Okay. Well, Aubrey, if you want the trunk, I'm not going to stop you.
No, I will go in the trunk.
No, you're so tall. You're so tall.
I could not watch and witness someone else being more uncomfortable than I. I will go into the
You've never
trunk.
ridden in Mara's car before. You should, please.
The engine's in the rear in the Porsche, so you have to go in the front.
It's the front.
It's funny if neither of them know that.
Yeah, neither of us.
Well, before we make that call, guys, just so you're aware, the trunk is in the front of the car. Fabio, Mara gets a little uncomfortable. This is a very nice car, so it's not like maybe the pickup truck where you could just go in the bed of the truck. But unfortunately, if we're taking the Porsche, you'd have to be in the front of the car, which is quite small. And even though Aubrey is also quite tall, and I hate to do this, but it might make more sense if she's in the front trunk.
Will it be more comfortable for you if you are in the seat or in the trunk?
The front.
Which one is more comfortable for you? Tell me honestly, do not lie, please.
The frunk.
Is more comfortable.
Yeah.
In the dark.
Sure.
Sometimes small spaces can be comforting.
Then I will sacrifice myself and I will sit in the normal seat.
It's actually quite comfortable, Fabio. I think you might like it.
I will sacrifice myself
It's
and
like
I will
leather
sit.
seats. It's really nice in there.
I will take the burden of the normal seat.
All right. Sounds good. So
Okay.
I open...
Aubrey feels bad about lying to this man.
And Aubrey gets in the front.
And so Aubrey contorts herself both socially and physically as our intrepid investigators begin following clues with a new client and companion. Clues that end among swirling ashes and flames. Join us as they press on into this puzzling pyromania next time on RPG Major. Fabio is played by special guest Phil Geurin. Learn improv from Phil in the comfort of your own home by searching for Improv from Zero on Udemy, or find his book, The Very Practical Improv Survival Guide, on Kindle. Mara Vertere is played by Lauren Drake, who performs with musical improv team We Have Some Notes and in scripted theater around Seattle. Find her on socials at La Drake. Aubrey Stump is played by Camilla Franklin. If you're in Seattle, look for a festival of improvised music she's producing called Lollygag, January 24th and 25th, 2025. Camilla also creates all the art and visual design for the show. Find her on Instagram at Camillastrator. All music for this arc of RPG Major was created live in the room by our incredible accompanist, Noah Samuels. Find him on Instagram at Samuels_Noah. And I'm Helix. I perform with musical improv team We Have Some Notes and Jet City Improv. If you want to chat, you can find me and the rest of the cast in our Discord, and find the show on social media at RPG Major. And if you would do us a huge favor, tell somebody else about this show. It helps us a ton. All right, we'll see you next time.
Thank you for hanging out with me. It's a lot of downtime, I know. So it's fun to pass the time with a friend.
Yeah. I've not been into this before. I thought it closed a decade ago.
Yeah, when I asked if you wanted to hang out with me at the laundromat, you were really excited for a moment, and you've done a 180 so quick.
Well, I think it's one of those things where you see in movies oh, that looks cute. And then I walked in.
No, it's a hassle. I have I take a carry-on bag and I put all my clothing in it, and then I carry it down.
That's terrible. And you have to just carry a bunch of quarters around and save them?
Well, you can make change at the machine.
Okay. See, I wouldn't have known that.
But hey, no, it's great. We actually have all the time in the world, so we can chat. We can really get into things.
Yeah.
And I know that you're really curious. I thought I could explain the rules to Willow Chess, and then we could go play it.
Okay. There was a grove that had a weeping willow in it, not too far from here.
Great. So so I do need to explain the rules first, though.
Yeah, go for it. I'll just be listening to you and not get distracted by any of the laundromat stuff at all.
Okay. Great. It's a game of strategy. It's a game of skill. If you can master it, then no one will.
Oh.
It's a game of hardship. It's a game of luck.
Oh, you could say.
It takes years to get good and not just suck.
Excuse me, I need to get in there. You see, I think I left socks and underwear in the dryer next to yours, but you're in my way.
Yeah, you can come through. It's all right.
Oh, sorry, were you talking about some kind of game?
Willow Chess. It's a game that contains the world within it. Willow Chess, easy to explain, but takes a lifetime to excel. Willow Chess, a game that contains whole universe within it.
Oh, so kind of like this dryer would have the universe, but kind of in a metaphorical way.
Yeah, I guess.
If someone's items are there, you could take a look and decipher what kind of person they are.
Yes, okay, this is exactly how it is. Because when you go to the river and you get down by the bank,
Hey there.
you find a cat
Excuse
and bow
me,
to that.
I'm the laundromat owner, Frank.
Hello, Frank.
I'd like to thank you for being a loyal customer.
Yeah, mate.
I see you in here every October and November.
I am.
And other months too.
Okay.
It's just the ones that I thought of.
Yeah.
So here, can I give you this laundromat branded pair of gloves?
Thank you. Actually, gloves are one of the tactics used by the cats from the Ocean Isles and the Southern
I
Porch.
don't want to hang out in the laundromat. I want
It
to go
protects your hands from the more serrated leaves.
I know that kid. I used to babysit him. I'm gonna go say hi.
hi, Mara. Nice to see you.
Hi, James. How are you
Wow.
doing?
Oh, you're so big now.
Oh, you too.
Oh, you don't. Oh no, I'm just.
It's a game of strategy.
Mom says I'm big.
It's a
yeah.
game of skill.
Well, I'm sure that if you keep
If
helping
you
her
won't
out and
listen to
eating
me
your
explain
vegetables,
it,
you'll
then
grow big and
who
strong.
I don't like broccoli.
It's a game
Me
containing
neither,
the
James, but you
whole
know what?
universe
I
What?
still
within
am
it.
big.
Okay.
Moments to explain, but a lifetime to
See you
learn
later,
how to win
James.
it. Willow
Bye.
chess.
Sorry, Aubrey, I totally lost what you just said.
That's okay. I'll actually start from the beginning, and
Okay.
we'll really get through it this
Oh my
time.
gosh, Aubrey, my mother's calling me. I need to take this
okay.
and step outside.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks again, Abby, and also, I guess, sorry. If you want to suggest a song, I promise they won't all just be bits. Come join our Discord. There's a lot of friendly folks over there.
We're so good at banter.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We're so good at banter.
All right. Any last bits that you want on tape?
Banter, I hardly
Nowhere?
know. I thought you were going to cut it off before I could say it.
No.
Banter, I hardly know her. To all women, I'm sorry. No, sorry. That's not funny.
I used to keep chickens for eggs, and I got a banter rooster, and suddenly I had a lot more chickens. Because bantam.
Bantam is kind of rooster. My brain went there, and I refrained out of respect for the English language.
Yeah, that was the correct choice.
I still don't get it.
Oh,
I don't get it either.
A bantam rooster is a kind of rooster.
kind of rooster.
Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Rooster, I hardly